And we are live. Welcome back to Pistons Jack Fan Reacts, where we're going to talk about a bit of a fun final regular season game, as well as plenty of other Pistons topics. But today I've got my man Rin, who's going to join us, who's a first time uh, guest on the show. Then we've got John joining us from Sweden, and we'll see who else is going to join today. But if you want to jump on up, talk about today's game, talk about the Pistons season overall, please shoot me a DM now on Instagram or Twitter, and I will send you a link when it's your turn to come on up. But before I go to Rin, I just want to share my brief thoughts on the game. Man, so Cade didn't play today. For anyone that missed it, so sorry, I probably should start before even getting to the game. So this game for me started at 3 a.m. this morning. So it's just ticked over 6 a.m. on Monday morning for me here. So a bit of an early start. So I woke up to the news that Cade wasn't playing. The Bucks pretty much didn't play any of their starters. I think Kuzma played the first quarter and he scored 22, but the Pistons, Tobias played 10 minutes. Jalen Duren played 8 minutes. THJ played 12 minutes. Like, this game was really for the young guys, the rookies, as well as the two-way guys. And then Marcus Sasser played 43 minutes tonight. But yeah, it was a dead rubber game. Obviously, the outcome of this game didn't matter, but the Pistons got down by like 20 points very early in this game. That was because Kyle Kuzma scored 22 points in the first quarter, but they whittled their way back into it. Malik Beasley hit 7 threes in only 19 minutes and finished with 23 on the game. I believe he currently, so Anthony Edwards still has to play today, but Bees has a 6 3-point make advantage over him. So we'll see how Ant goes today. I can see the Minnesota have just finished their first quarter against the Jazz, but there is a high chance that Malik Beasley will finish with the most threes in the league for this season, which is just incredible in itself. But I think the big story out of today's game was probably Bobby Clintman playing career highs across the board for him. Easily his best game as a pro. Pretty much the first time he's got to play that wasn't in the final few minutes of a blowout game. So he had 15 points, 4 rebounds, 6 assists, 6 of 8 from the field, 2 threes, a massive steal and assist to Lindy Waters for a 3. And then the next possession, he got a steal again and hit his own 3. So he also had the assist to Lindsey Waters to tie it up. So he had an awesome game. Awesome to see. But it was really that summer league, Bobby. I'm sure there'll be highlights out of his game. But sorry, I was just saying a bit of a funny comment in here. Shout out to my man Lucas. That's funny. But yeah, Bobby's best game as a pro. And look, he looks really fluid on offense. Probably some stuff on defense to tighten up, but that's, it's the last game of the season. He was awesome for the most part. Made some really key plays with in the dying moments of the game. So we got Maddie here. So I'm gonna bring up my man Maddie first, then I'll go to you, Rin. All right. Maddie, what's going on?
What up, though, Jack? Regular season in the books.
Oh man, what a season it's been. It's
right, for real.
How are you feeling now? Like, I know we've got playoffs to come, but it feels weird to be like the season's over, but the regular season is over. What's like your immediate thoughts just about this season? Like 44 wins. Yeah, how you feeling?
Honestly, I did not see this coming at all. I figured best we would finish is maybe in the mid to upper 30s. And I figured at that point, we'd probably be one of the best stories in the NBA. But this is just unbelievable. Like, I did not see this coming at all.
No, it's insane. It's been like the past 2 weeks, they've only won 2 games, lost a few here and there. So I feel like as a whole, the vibes of everyone's still really excited. But I think it's just, I'm with you. Like, it still hasn't hit me yet, but it's just like when you think back to this exact time last season, I still remember like we had like no shade to any of these guys, but like Malachi Flynn out there, like we won 14
Right.
games, like,
Yeah, just
and it was
random,
just
straight
like
up.
it. It was just like where do we go? I remember just being so relieved that the season was over, so I didn't have to like
Same,
watch
same. I was like,
like
I wanted the season to end so bad. I'm like, man, just let us forfeit the rest of the games or something. That is,
yeah,
it was like, man,
because it's like yeah, like anyone watching this stream, obviously yourself and I, like if there's a game on and we can watch it, we're gonna watch it. Like that's just
exactly,
how
yeah,
much how dedicated we are. So last season, like it was just obviously painful the whole time. You just want to be over. Then to think
totally
like
painful.
exactly
I remember
exactly a
last season. It was my birthday. It was the middle of December. I'm downtown and we're just in the middle of that losing streak. And I'm like, and there's a game going on and I'm downtown. I'm like, the last place I want to be is at LCA right now. So I was like, as far
I
away from
know
there as possible. Yeah. That was a rough
it's cra-
season.
it's crazy. And then to think like it's pretty much exactly 1 year later, they've won 30 more games to the sixth
Right.
seed, and they're going to play at Madison Square Garden on national TV the next time we watch them play. Like it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. It's
For
just
real.
been like the
Unbelievable.
I don't know where this ranks for you, but obviously for me, this is my favorite season of all time. Like it's not close. But I've sat through. I only became a fan at like the darkest
Right.
times,
Right. Yeah.
really.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but where does this rank for you?
Honestly, this is for sure probably like top 3 for me. I'd say this season is better than the other 2 like okay seasons we've had in the past 15 years. But other than that, the only ones I can think that beat it are maybe the '04 season because we won it all, and the 2006 season because I think that was the best regular season record we've ever had. But
Yeah,
besides them two, honestly, like this season has really been fun.
it's just. I think it's like obviously, like you said, like if you look at the going to work teams, like this record doesn't really stand up to what they
Right,
did
right,
in
right.
those eight. But it's just like I think like obviously I'm with you in those since like 2016 and 19. Like this surpasses those easily. But it's just like you think about like what the expectations were and where they've gone, and then how much better they can be in the next few years. It's just
Right. There's so
like,
much potential for these guys. Like for K, the sky's the limit. I don't know if you
yeah.
watched that interview he had with Shams or whatever this morning, but yeah, he says straight up, I want to be the best player in the world, and I believe he can do that. You know.
Oh man, and like I watched I think Shams posted like a minute or 2 minute bit of it. So I'm gonna watch the full thing later. But like yeah, I saw that and it's just like I think he said something else as well. Like he's like, there's not many players ahead of me right now.
Right, right,
But
and
like
for real though.
no, legit. It's actually
Right.
obviously we're Pistons fans, we're biased, but like how he's looked this season, like I think I want to shout out Hunter Patterson from the Athletic tweeted something out like Cade's the youngest player to average the stats he's averaged this season.
Wow.
The only other guys to do it are Luka, Jokic, and LeBron to average
Damn.
like
See
26,
that
6 rebounds,
good
9
company right
assists.
there.
So it's like
Man.
those guys, it's just like he really can be the best player in the league. I believe it. And I think I know this might stir up some Pistons fans, but Kendrick Perkins said on ESPN that Troy Weaver told him Cade will be the next American-born MVP in the NBA. And like, I mean, he's got the game to do it, the
Right.
stats to
He's
do
right
it,
there.
and like the play style. Like, obviously, he's good enough, but it's like I can imagine next season. Like, I'm not trying to jump ahead too much. Imagine next season they win like 50 games, right? And they're a top 4 seed in the East. They can do better than that, but I'm just saying. And he's averaging though like 27, 10 assists.
Right,
Like
right.
it's
And how cool has it been to slowly watch like Cade rise this season? Like the season started as like,
yeah.
can he be an all-star? It's like, oh, he's for sure an all-star. But can he be all NBA? And then it was like, oh, well, he'll be all NBA for sure. And now it's like, will he finish first? And then just to watch him slowly climb the MVP ladder and even to get on there at first. And now I think he's like top 5 or something. That's just crazy.
It's insane. It's so good because we've all been pushing for so long. Like, he's that good, he's that good. But to finally
Right.
see, like you said, the respect come from not
For
just
real.
fans in the NBA, but the actual NBA pushing him on all their like social channels and then him on
Right.
MVP ladders, like All-Star. Obviously, he's going to be on an All NBA team. It's awesome. It's awesome because it's like
Right. Right.
that's like the hardest thing to do is to get a player like him.
Exactly.
Like it
That's
is.
what we've always needed was a guy like Cade. That was it was like we just needed a star, and it's like we got one
Yeah.
now for sure.
Because you can draft guys like Asar who are like these athletic freaks who can be really good players, but they need the guy that like stirs the drink. Do you know what I mean? Like, and
Right,
Cade is a
right,
guy, and we haven't even spoken about like his leadership, his attitude, his mindset, like all that. But we're like just on the court, like you can have these like fun, exciting players that are really good and have potential, but if you don't have the Cade or the Luca or
right, right.
LeBron type that can like just do it
Which
all,
is
it it's just the hardest thing to find. So that's why
right,
it's
right.
so yeah,
And that was the
it's all
biggest problem with that 2015-16 team is ultimately they didn't
yeah,
have a star. And the couple seasons after we made the playoffs after that, it showed, which is why we traded for Blake. But yeah, to
yeah,
finally have
exactly.
a guy like that, like man, that's awesome.
Exactly. Exactly right. Like that's what those teams missed, and obviously that's kind of what makes the going to work team so special. But those guys were
Right,
all like
right.
they were like all
Yeah. Like they were
stars.
so elite,
Like
each guy at what they did, it just worked. It was crazy.
yeah, and it's like I almost think like they obviously didn't have like the true superstar like Kobe or something, but they were all like Chauncey, Rasheed, like Ben, like they were like Ben was like one of the best defenders of all time. Like
For
it's just
real, yeah. Unreal.
they're kind of an exception. Like you need more often than not, you need like the superstar. We've
Right,
got
right.
that.
And especially for the going to work Pistons team to beat who they beat, like that's even more impressive because they beat a team of all stars, basically.
Exactly. Exactly. It's crazy. But Maddie, we've got a few lined up today, my man. But I want to just get
Okay,
your
okay.
thoughts on. Do you have any thoughts on today's game?
I want to give a shout out to my boy Beasley. One thing I wanted to see from this game is him to light it up from three, and he was able to do that. So, that was great to see. And even like to put that game into overtime, that was special because Kuzma was on one in that first quarter. I didn't know what was going on, but I'm like, what is going? He's pulling up from I don't even know where and just splashing them. That was crazy.
It was insane. I think they just sat him. I was like, oh man, if I was Kuz, I'd at least
Right.
want to play the first half.
Yeah, that surprised me. I thought he'd play at least in that, but he was done after that. But
He was in,
so last time you
he was
asked
in.
me about that Beasley signing, here's the
Oh,
jersey right
let's
here.
go.
I got this the
Let's
day
go.
after he made 300. He wrote 3-point king on that thing. I'm
That
really
is
hoping he finishes
unreal.
first this season. That'd be dope.
Well, I'll quickly pull up. So let's see how many threes Ant's got because they're in like the
Right.
second quarter of that game. I think he's 6
Luckily,
ahead of
Beasley went
Ant.
crazy today. Yeah.
Yeah, he was getting them up.
Right.
So Ant, wait, is Ant playing? Oh man, I've gone on the wrong game. My bad, guys. Give me 1 second. I want to see where we're at. Ant he's made 1 3, and they're about halfway through the second quarter. So
Okay,
Beasley's
that's
still
so
up
far so good.
5 on him. So far, so good. So that would be crazy. I think Bees tweeted out he's the first bench player to lead the lead the league in threes, which is just
Right.
ridiculous
That's
in itself.
crazy, man. We got to lock him up. We have got to lock him up.
You have to. You have to.
Right.
But no, he was awesome. But yeah, Matty. Any other thoughts before I let you go, my man?
Just excited for playoffs. I got tickets to game 3. So first
Let's go.
home playoff game since 2019, I think it is. But yeah, excited for playoffs now. Let's go.
Let's go, man. I'm so excited you got playoff tickets. We'll yeah. I
Right,
was
that's
gonna
about to be
say
dope.
something, but I can't say it. But it's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be awesome. I'll say
Right.
that. All right,
I
my
was
man.
thinking subscribers only stream. Maybe Friday
Yeah,
as
I
like a
was
playoff
gonna.
preview.
We'll get something teed up for sure. I want to do
Okay,
something.
okay.
Yeah, in the next couple of days. I want to do like a proper season review with all the subs. So yeah, I'll
Right.
keep you in the loop
Okay,
for
sounds
sure.
good. All right, Jack.
Let's
Go
go, Matty.
Pistons.
Appreciate you, man.
Let's go
Let's
playoffs.
go.
Yep.
Catch you, bro. All right, Print. I'm gonna bring up Rin first because I know he's hustled back to get on the stream here, and then we'll go to you, Prince, my man. But Breen, what's
Hey,
going on, my man?
hey, man, how's it going?
I'm good. Is that your
Good, good.
actual name? I just want to make sure
Oh well,
before I
my
go
actual
ahead.
name is Theron, but I just go by Rin since it's a lot easier to pronounce.
Easy, easy. Well, before we get into it, my man, um, first time on the stream,
Yes.
let everyone know how you became a Pistons fan, and
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah.
Yeah. So born and raised in Detroit. Been here all my life. My dad was a huge Pistons fan. I mean, went all the way back into the bad boy days. I remember him telling me, he was like, I remember when they won in 89 and 90 and everything. And he was ecstatic. And, that was always his thing. And I came up around the going to work Pistons. I was born in around '02. So I was about 2 years old when they won their championship at the time. So I don't remember a whole lot, but I do remember, being around that Detroit culture and everything like that. My family, huge Detroit just sports fans. I have a huge Lions family. Um, and, I just always love, the sport, always love basketball. Obviously, I'm wearing a Golden State shirt right here. That's not to say that they're better than the Pistons. I don't think that they are. But, uh, again, I got to support my Warriors as well. But again, I'm a diehard Detroit Pistons fan, 100%.
I love it, man. I love it. Well, what if your maybe we can talk a little about today's game in a minute, but what's your experience with this team been like this season?
It's it's a little weird. I'm not used to being at nearly the top. It's been a very long time since it's been like that. The last time we were in the playoffs was like 6 years ago. Back in 2019 when Blake Griffin was still here. And even then, I didn't think we were necessarily the best of the best, or anything like that. And just going through just years and years of just this struggling franchise, and I always had hope that we would come back at some point. We just never knew what the right pieces were, and just seeing this season, just seeing all these young guys, just really showing so much heart and so much courage. That was one of the things I felt really early on in the season. A lot of people were talking about trade deadlines and things of that nature, and potentially getting pieces from different teams and bringing people in. And I just felt like, no, I don't think we should do that. I think we need to stick with the young core, allow them to develop, allow them to find their niches, because these are talented guys. These are talented players. Kate Cunningham going crazy practically every night. I've talked to many people about just Cade and in general. Just he's dropping 30 dimes. You don't just do that. In this league, you don't just drop 30 a night, nearly averaging a triple double this season. You don't just do that if you're not a good player. And bringing great vets, bringing Tobias Harris back from a while ago, and bringing Beasley in and bringing a lot of good vets to surround the young core, I think is amazing. And rest up to Jaden Ivey, him stepping up when Cade wasn't able to, showing his talents there. And I'm just really excited, really excited to see what they do in the playoffs. I'm really happy that we got the Knicks. I will admit, as much as I love this team, I don't know if we could have done I don't know if we could do a great job with the Pacers, truthfully told. But that isn't to say that we can't. But I think we want to shoot for what's reasonable. Let's go for the Knicks. Let's get to the second round at the very least, and then we'll talk. So yeah.
No, absolutely. I'm obviously I wanted the Knicks the whole time. I just think that they could give the Pacers a real run for their money, and I think it'd be a good series no matter what. But I
Yeah.
just think they would have a certain level of confidence going into a series against the Knicks that they might not have against the Pacers, just based on how the regular season went, and some of the mental stuff that comes with playing the Pacers, the mental baggage. But
Yeah.
yeah, no, it's just to go back to how you started. Like
Oh, yeah.
I'm certainly not used to them being in the top six. I've never seen them finish higher than eighth in the East. And
Mhm.
for much of my time as a fan, they've always been in the bottom four. So it's crazy. Just to even like have the regular season finish and be like, oh, we've still got at a bare minimum 4 more games and they're in the playoffs. Like
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
like it's just such a weird feeling, but it's a good one.
Mm.
Do you have any thoughts on today's game, just quickly?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I didn't get to catch a lot of it. I just, was
Yeah,
just tuning in every once in a while, but I think it was great. I remember I was here at the last stream. I remember we were talking about playing the younger guys, playing the people who are on the bench a
yeah.
lot more this game, and I think that was definitely a lot for them to get ready. For sure, because the thing about the playoffs is that it's go or nothing. It's not the regular season where you can regularly switch people off. You have to be ready to put in your best guys. And then if your best guys need a little bit of a break, a little bit of time to, recharge, you got to send in the young guys, got to send in the people who are on the bench who need to come in clutch. I thought it was amazing to see Marcus Saucer, really coming in, dropping 18 points. I think that's amazing for the Rook. I think it's amazing for, I don't know how to pronounce his name.
Bobby
Fondacino, I think.
Clement.
No,
Oh,
Bobby Clement as well. I think
yeah,
they just all came in great. Same thing with
yeah,
Beasley. Beasley 23. You got a vet
yeah,
leading the squad. I think that's
yeah.
amazing, and I think especially with just I honestly think wholeheartedly. I know we talked about this last stream. Like, would the Pistons make it to the second round? What would they do against the Knicks? And I think with this core, with this team, we could do it in 6. I really think we could. And if it
I
really
love
comes
it.
down to it, we could do it in 7. But I believe in this team. I haven't believed in a team this heavily since the Lions started winning, a couple years back. It was just like, oh, okay. Yeah. I'm like, yeah, definitely in 6. I think there's just so much energy in this city. I think we're leading a great squad, and JB Bickerstaff, shout out to him. He's just been an amazing coach this season, has really been igniting the fire for us, and has just been amazing. And I know, like you were talking about with Cade wants to be the best player in the world, and I think he can be, and I think he's leading the team to be the best team in the world, honestly. So we just got to see what they do, see how they lead, and we'll just go from there.
I love the prediction. I know I said Knicks in 7. That's bad of me, but I can easily see the Pistons doing it in 6 or 7. Like
Right.
I like if I was I don't bet, but if I had to put money on it, I said Knicks in 7, or I had to put my house on it. But that's purely only because of the playoff experience they have. I think the Pistons can easily beat them in 6. I
That's true.
like it's gonna be and I'm really, really excited for these first 2 games at Madison Square Garden because I
Absolutely.
think the Pistons, like, obviously, any series they head into, whether they're Indiana or if they, for some reason, play the Bucks, they would you go into those first 2 games with nothing to lose.
Yeah,
But I
absolutely.
feel like they're going to go into MSG knowing they've won their past 2 there. They've
Mm.
won 3 in a row against the Knicks, and there's going to be so much pressure on the Knicks to win both of those games that the
Yeah,
Pistons. I could see them winning both, honestly,
I
and then
could.
obviously just because they're going to be playing so free,
Mm.
I feel like they will have a bit of a mental edge on the Knicks,
Yeah.
definitely in those first couple of games. So it's going to be awesome. Cade, I think, in his past 6 games there has scored 30 or more 5 times and 29 the other.
Yeah.
So it's just like it's going to be it's set up to be just awesome for this team.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Lights out. I mean, we're I'm just eager to see, so many young guys, so many. And again, my favorite player, this is no disrespect to all you Cade players out there. My favorite player is Ivy, Jaden Ivy. That's my favorite player.
Yeah, yeah,
I just love his game. I just love how he's ready to go. He's ready to go. And I know he's recovering right now, and Godspeed to him. Hopefully he has a healthy recovery, and this is no rush for him to get on the court. We're doing fine without him. Not to say that we don't need him, but I
yeah.
think absolutely what we need to do is, focus on what we got right now. And, just keep pushing. And once he's healthy, once he's ready, once he's, 100%, bring him back, and we'll get to work.
I love that. I mean, I love Kay as well. My favorite player is Stu, and I love Joe.
Mm.
I love
Yeah.
all these guys, man. It's hard not to. When you have like a winning team now, you kind of just come to love every player. But
Yeah.
no, I think Jaden. I'm not sure if you caught it, but
Mm.
if the Pistons make the second round, he actually. I'm not saying he will play, but
Right.
there's a chance he'll be like healthy and ready to go.
Okay.
So he's in the so I think they have May 1st or something as like the
Mm.
next time for him. He's back doing basketball activities, they call it. So
Okay.
he's getting conditioning back. So I doubt we would see him in the first round, but
Oh no, no, no,
if
no.
they get to a second round and the series resets at 0-0, I could see them maybe just throwing him in, seeing what he can do.
Yeah.
But so we could see JI again before this season wraps up, which is really exciting.
Oh, I love to see it. I think if they do, if God willing, that we get to the second round, ease them in just like they did Asar earlier in the season. You don't want him, you know,
Yeah.
starting. You don't want to potentially, not that he would like get injured potentially the same way, so quickly, but with that type of synergy, you want to make sure the team is the synergy. They played a long time without him. I think it was like 49 games, 49, 50 games without him. And, you want to come back into it in a way where it's like you're just giving him a little push, giving him a little bit of something just so the synergy's not off, just so we're not just throwing all our, throwing our hats to the wind and, just we have to do it right, and I'm sure the staff and I'm sure the coaching, I'm sure they know that. I'm very well aware that they know it. So we'll see what happens.
Let's do it. And look, Rin, we've got a couple more people lined up here. Normally, we
Yeah.
would have some more time to chat through, my man. But I just want to give you the stage. Do you have any other final thoughts? Anything on the season as a whole? Any playoff? Well, you've given your playoff prediction, but
Yeah.
anything else you'd like to? Any other takes you want to get off your chest?
Right. Well, first and foremost, like I said, Pistons and 6, 100%. I'm 100% behind that. I could fight anybody all day with that. I stand by my team. I stand by my city, for sure. Other things, first and foremost, for those who are supporting Jack, he has created a beautiful platform. I'm just so amazing. He's just such an amazing guy. Tune in if you can. Tune into the games if you can. The fact that he's dedicated his life to this team is just amazing, and it's just amazing. So I'm glad to be on the show. Glad you allowed me to come on, and yeah, we'll stay in touch, and hopefully you'll come in town soon.
Appreciate you, man. That's so kind. And yeah, dude, this is why I do it. I love catching up, meeting new people. Like obviously we've DM before, but getting to chat to
Yeah.
you, this is close to in person.
Oh yeah. Well, at least
It's
until you get
awesome,
me,
man.
yeah. Yeah.
It's awesome, man. And no, you're welcome back anytime, my man. So just shoot me a DM. We'll be doing these after the playoffs, and then we'll have stuff throughout the off season as well. So
All right.
awesome to have you on the game 82, and we'll
Yeah.
chat soon, my man. Thank
All
you.
right. Thank you so much, man. All right.
Catch you, bro. All right, we're gonna bring up Prince now, and then John, and we'll go from there.
Pistons.
Prince, what's going on?
How you doing, man?
I'm good, bro. I love that jacket.
Thank you. I put on this jacket. I'm finna go to the movies in a second, but I had to hop on the podcast. How's it going? How's it going?
I'm good, man. It's very, very early here. I'm not used to having like, is that daylight in the background?
It's daytime. Hold on,
no,
let me
no.
pull it up. It is
No.
all daytime out here.
Yeah, normally it's normally the reverse. Normally it's dark in your room and I'm sitting here
You're
in the
right.
daylight. But it's only 6:30 in the morning here, so I'm guessing is it about like 3 o'clock in the afternoon for you? 4
It's
maybe?
4:30. It's 4:30.
Got you, man. Now look, this morning the game was a bit of fun. Like I didn't want them to get blown out like they were early on when Kuzma was going
Right.
crazy. So it was cool to see them make a run at the end. Bobby play well, Lindy Waters do some things. Even the two-way guys, like just good to see them get some run and just wrap up the season injury free and get excited for the playoffs.
Right. I loved how we got to see some Dennis Jenkins sports. I don't know if you know, but I watch the G League a lot. So watching the Motor Cities Cruise and seeing Dennis Jenkins play, it's like really great to see him actually on the court now because they missed the playoffs. But like it's really great to see all those second players. I thought Marcus Sasser was gonna go crazy, but I'm fine with his what did he have 18 points? Or did he have 14?
Yeah, he had so 8 and he had 10 assists as well, which was good.
So I feel like Marcus Sasser did good, but I feel like he could have done more too. And Lindy Waters with that overtime stand, that was crazy. I did not expect him to make it because we were watching it on Stream East because it wasn't on NBA app. So we were watching the game. Lindy Waters, he shot and then it went off. It went black. We were like, oh my gosh. But I saw the group chat going crazy. So I was like, yeah, he made that shot.
That was crazy. Yeah, the one in the corner. He had like I
Mhm.
can't remember who's defending him, but he had to like shoot it right over him. Like it was tough.
Right. It was
I
a
was
tough
like,
shot. I was like, "There's no way he made that."
I was just looking. Yeah, he got up. He made 6 threes tonight. He got up
Mhm.
16 threes as well. He just was firing them away. But yeah, no, him and Bobby Clinton were probably the highlights for me. B's in the first
Yeah.
half. He had 7 threes, which was nice.
Mhm.
But like you said, just good to see the Motor City Cruise guys get some run. Like even Tolu Smith. Obviously, he played with
Yeah.
the Summer League team, then Motor City Cruise. He had 14 points, 8 boards. Like, he was really
Mhm.
good for the most part. Yeah, just good to see them get some run.
Yeah. And Malik Beasley, I knew that he was gonna try to go for the record this season, but I feel like
Uh-oh, we might have lost Prince. Yeah, I think we've lost Prince. Prince, if you can hear me, just quickly try to jump back in. But hang on. Yeah, well, I think we've lost Prince there. I'll see if he jumps back in. And if not, within the next minute, I'll bring up my man, John. But I'm going to quickly just go through some comments here, guys. Kyle Metz, shout out to Kyle. Hope you and the family are well, my man. Bobby is the truth. I know you were loving that Bobby game today. YouTube user, is Bobby better than Tech? Ah, that's the game Bobby had tonight is probably better than pretty much any Tech's had this season. But I will just say, like, the level of competition was quite different, and I mean, Tech tonight was still pretty solid. I know you're just joking around a little bit, YouTube user, but no, Bobby was awesome. I think we got Prince back here. I think we'll let this slide. I'll go through a couple more comments. Shout out to my man Lucas. Up nice and early, Jackson. Love your work as per my brother. Much love, Lucas. Fantasy League winner 2022, 2025. Yeah, so Lucas is in my fantasy basketball league and friend from high school. So appreciate you jumping in, brother. YouTube user, I'm worried about Bobby on defense and his athleticism, but man, is he fun. He is fun. Like just some of the passing reads he made, like I really, I'm not sure how many times he's going to get those on-ball reps in the regular season, but like just seeing like it was just like that connective passing we saw from him in summer league, like just like nothing too fancy at all, but it's just like there's a certain like pace he has where when he drives, he's not sort of out of control and he's more often looking to pass first than finish, but he just makes these really nice skip passes to the corner or passes to he had a couple of nice ones to Tolu Smith in the dunker spot. I think because he stands at like 6'9". And I'll be honest, when I met Bobby, I reckon he's taller than 6'9". He was like one of the tallest of all the players I met in person. Made me feel the shortest, that's for sure. But I just his height and passing ability is such a good blend. So add in the 3-point jumper and some of the other stuff he can do. He is fun. I think we might have lost Prince. Maybe his internet's gone down. So I'm going to bring up my man, John. Don't want to keep him waiting anymore. What's going on, bro?
Yo, Bobby Clinton might be prime LeBron James after that game today. I don't know. No, but
Oh man, how
he played
how fun was
amazing.
Bobby?
Yo, it was amazing. When he got that steal, I could not believe my eyes. And then he shot that step back three, falling into the crowd is insane.
It was crazy. It like, and then even like the pass he threw to Lindy Waters out of that timeout, he like threw like this wraparound pass along the baseline, hit Waters, who was like moving to the corner, and then Waters kind of held on to it before he shot. But I was even like, wow, that's a tough pass to make as well. Like he was just, it was
No, he
summer
could
league
pass.
Bobby, but in the real thing.
Yeah, he had. I mean, the opponents were basically summer league players. This was a summer league game
That's
in
fair.
disguise.
That is fair.
But Bobby had like 6 assists and no turnovers. Like he plays so well.
Crazy. He like And he started well. Like he obviously, I think for him it was nice to see him get that like cut and layup just to get his first bucket because he's played
Yeah.
a fair amount of garbage time this season and just often hasn't even got a shot up. So just for him to make that first bucket, get that sorted
Yeah,
out,
I feel
then
like
he made like
he
a
gotta maybe he got maybe
yeah
like 3 shots this season.
yeah. If that, like, I would actually like to check before this game. It'd be no more than 3, I reckon. And then just
I
to
know he
get
went
that
0 for
layup.
2 in one game.
Oh, okay. He probably has then. You're right. But then I just think that like took some sort of pressure off him. Then he was just like making fadeaways, like you said, step backs, like a kind of like a pull up three sort of in transition. Like I was just like, wow, this is like the Bobby everyone was so excited for. So
Yeah.
yes, like you said, it was against summer league competition, but it was still just awesome to see him do that.
Yeah. Like, I brought something for today.
Oh, let's go.
Originally, I wanted to do like NBA awards, but just for the team. But I thought that would get kind of boring because most of them are really obvious. Like MVP, cool as K, six man, cool as Beasley. But I still got some.
Let's go.
I got 2 real ones, 2 fake ones.
Let's go. I'm excited.
I brought DPOY. My DPOY for the year. It's gonna be Stu, not SR. I picked Stu
Love it.
because SR started slow, and Stu was just so important, especially at the start of the season, because Duran played horrible at the start of the season, so Stu really was the savior. And even still, when Duran got it back together, he's still so incredibly important as a rim protector. So he's my DPOY.
I love
Clutch
it.
play
I
of
love
the
it. I just want to just
then
quickly on that because I
yeah,
think you're right. I like your reasoning is like Stu for the whole season. I think he just even when a Stars played like Stu's defense has just been he's gone to another level. And like you said, like
yeah.
when JD was struggling in those first couple of months, like Stu has just been solid like every single game. So I agree with you on that one for sure.
Then clutch play of the year. I wanted to give it to Jaden Ivey because 2 game winners, one absolutely insane game winner. He just went crazy in clutch moments. I feel like the whole year when he was healthy, and maybe we'll see some in the playoffs. Who knows?
No, once again, I think I don't know what the final numbers would be, but I know when Ivy got injured, he had the best field goal percentage in the clutch. I think he had obviously the 2 game winners or buzzer beaters. What was there was the Toronto one? I think Toronto was a buzzer beater. Then the Kings one was a game winner, but
Yeah,
like
Toronto was a
he
buzzer
had
beater.
yeah. So he just has something in the clutch. Like obviously, I think Cade now would have the most points because of just how many games. But
Yeah.
I think you're right.
Then I made a heat check award just for who's most likely to take an absolutely insane heat check. That only has one possible winner. It's Tim Hardaway Jr. If he thinks he's on, he's shooting from the moon.
He actually does. He'll make 1 3 in the first couple of minutes of the game, and then you already know the second he touches it again, whether he's on
It's going
like the
up.
logo, it's going out. It doesn't matter if there's someone in his face. Like I love that.
He could be
I thought you were
triple
gonna
teamed
say
on the logo. He's shooting it.
literally, he does not care. He'll like even if there's someone there, he'll like pump fake and like pump fake again and just take like some crazy like
Yeah.
3 in their face. He doesn't care.
Yeah.
I love that.
And then my last one is just a new guy award. I wanted to keep it though to additions during the season because I
Yep.
couldn't decide between the people from the offseason and not really a whole lot of choice, but I still gave it to Dennis because just great stabilizing presence.
I think the signing of, well, they traded for him, I guess. He's been like, he's awesome. He doesn't even shot the ball well, but like just what he brings is everything this team was missing. So yeah, I agree with you. He didn't even play today.
No.
So no, I love the Schroeder trade that was crazy. I mean, we all wanted a point guard or some sort of guard, and to get him like was such a good trade. And Lindy Waters too played well today and has made some shots here and there. So
Yeah, Lindy Waters shot like 18 times, right?
Yeah, he 16 threes every shot he took.
16 attempts.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah.
He got him up.
That sounds like the last game of the regular season. 16 three-point attempts for Lindy Waters.
But looking back on the season, do you have any favorite moments, or do you have any just thoughts on the season as a whole now that the regular season's officially done?
Yeah, my favorite moment was the Ivy buzzer beater against Toronto, because I remember I stayed up for the game. It was like, I don't know, like 1 a.m. 1 a.m. We had no Cade, and I was so hyped when Ivy made that shot. Like, I went to sleep 5 minutes later, but I still remember the exact shot when I woke up. Like, I was so hyped for that.
That was crazy. I remember that game as well. I think the Raptors, like at that stage, weren't as tanky as they were towards the end of the season, because this was like back in November.
Yeah,
so I remember
it wasn't
it being
as
a good
blatant
game.
yet.
Yeah, it was a good game. Did you watch the Kings? That might have been way too late for you, actually.
I did not watch that.
Play. Yeah,
I did not. I just saw the highlights the next day. I could not believe my eyes.
I think I said after the Cade game winner against Miami, that was my favorite play of the season. But now, since I've had some time for that to settle, I think that the 4-point play in Sacramento.
No, that's insane.
That game, because they were down by 10 points with like 2 minutes to go. Then Beasley hit like 2 threes, and then JI hit that, and it was just the biggest shock win ever. And it was at a time where it was on that West Coast road trip where they really started to figure things out. And it was just a ridiculous shot. Like, I don't know, listening to Johnny Kane call it as well. He was in disbelief. It was such a good call, but he was like in such disbelief. It was just crazy. I thought we were going to lose the game. I was watching it with like my girlfriend because we were like on holiday, and I was like, oh, it's done. But then obviously it wasn't. That was my favorite.
Yeah. It's insane. If I watched the game live, it probably would have been my favorite too. But I was sleeping. No way I'm saying the West Coast
I don't
game.
even want to know what. Yeah, I don't even want to know what time that would be for you.
Man, the West Coast games, they start at like 4 a.m. sometimes. I'm not staying up for that.
Well, you could get up early.
Yeah, I do that sometimes. But then other times it's like a 2:30 a.m. game, and I'm not getting up for that, and I'm not staying up for that. It's in the middle of the night.
I got up for today's game because it's the last game of the season. But and I mean, this is what I do for a job, so I should get up. But man, 3 a.m. start for me. I don't know. That's why I don't know. Yeah, so today was 3 a.m. for me, but I'm like, I've only had to do it once. This is every other game this season has been no earlier. Like, I think like a 3 or 4 p.m. game in Detroit for me would start at like 6 or 7 a.m., which is that's fine. I get up early, but I don't know how you guys in Europe actually follow. It must be like, you sacrifice a lot of sleep to follow your teams, which is crazy.
Yeah, I don't know how people watch every game. I could never watch every game. I need to sleep sometimes. People who watch every game, like from Europe, is such a dedication. Like
it's crazy.
You don't have a sleep schedule.
It's literally in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
Yeah. it could not be at the more of a worse time to try and watch a sport, because it's like if the game started at like 10 p.m., if I love my team that much, like you would just watch it, go to bed at 1
Yeah.
a.m. and it still wouldn't affect anything too much. But like, man, starting at like 1 or 3 a.m. is crazy.
No, it's bad.
But I guess then, yeah, you go.
Yeah, I looked at the starting lineup today, and I was surprised that we played so many starters, because I just expected, no one's even gonna touch the floor. Because in the other games, I saw some ridiculous shit. Mikal Bridges played for 6 seconds to keep his streak alive. He checked out. Like, you look at the
Is
box
that
score, it
why?
says 6 seconds just to keep his streak.
That's Has he still
And,
never
like,
missed a regular season game?
Nah, he missed one in like his second season.
Oh,
But he
okay.
hasn't missed one in like 4 years, I think. Something like that.
Wow. Oh my
But I looked at our players, and like Ron Holland played 22 minutes, Malik Beasley played 20. That's like a lot more than I expected.
Yeah, well, I think Bees, they only played him so he can win the 3-point
For the 3
crown,
points.
because he barely played in the first quarter, but then played most of his minutes in the second, and he started the third. So he was just jacking them up. But yeah, I kind of was. I was a little surprised JD and Tobias only played 8 and 10 minutes. Very happy that's all they played. I just thought, like, if they were going to start them, they would have played some more. But
yeah,
I mean,
that's what I thought.
I don't know. Happy with how the game went overall. Like, I thought,
Yeah,
like,
can't
all those
complain.
two-way guys. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, I know you've only followed the team for a couple of seasons, but some of the two-way players and G League players I've had in the past, like, haven't come in and had an impact like Tolu Smith did tonight.
Tolu Smith
some of
played
these other
really well, I thought.
Yeah, like, and I know, like, we'll joke in saying, yes, it is kind of against Summer League guys, but like 40
But this was his
minute
first ever NBA game.
Yeah, like, I mean, he was solid, and obviously Bobby, I know he was a second round pick, but he's basically only played G League minutes this year. He was awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, and Paul Reed was really good tonight as well. I feel like they would have won if he played a bit more, but we know what Paul Reed does.
Yeah. I was so happy I did not see Cade. That saved me money, because at the start of the season, I bet against my friend that the Pistons were going to finish with a better record than the Warriors if Cade played more games than Steph. And the better record, that's done. But now Cade and Steph are tied on games, so I don't gotta pay no more. I'm good.
Oh, so
because they both play 70 games. Steph played today, so now they're both on 70. I saved myself some money.
Well, what is it? What's the Warriors? Say the Warriors win today. What's their? They're on like 4. They're all on.
Yeah, the Warriors could be like 5 to 7 seed, I think, something like that. Like,
I
the
think
game
they're
is
all
real.
like everyone's tied on like 47 wins or something. So,
yeah.
I mean, if Kate didn't miss those 2 weeks or 10 days,
Yo, I was cooked.
No, but the Pistons might have won some more games. I'm saying, because the Pistons have finished on 44 wins, the Warriors are only on like 47. Never know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, I'm happy. It would have been extremely close, probably the Warriors, but
yeah,
he did miss a big chunk there for a couple of weeks.
Yeah, he missed a lot at the end. But
like, if you had told me that bet at the start of the season, I would have said you are absolutely insane.
Oh, I was insane.
Yeah.
I made that bet with no intention of ever winning. It was just like, I was talking trash against the Warriors, so I had to back it up. I was just hating, so I had to back it up.
Well, it's a very good bet from you in the end. I'm glad you're not losing any money. But John, any other, before I got to wrap up this stream a bit earlier than usual because of the weird starting time. But look, Matt, you've tuned into a lot of these games this season. I know what your expectations were before the season, but Yeah, any just final thoughts to wrap up the regular season before we go to the playoffs? And give me a playoff prediction as well for the first round.
Um, yeah, to like thoughts on the regular season. It's an amazing season. This is best case scenario. I don't think if you predicted this before the season started, I don't think you are sound of mind. I think you should get yourself checked in. This was not realistic. This is an insane season, and I don't think I could be happier with anything. Like, obviously, the Jaden Ivey injury is the only bad thing really about this season, because everyone progressed in meaningful ways. Like, even Jaden Ivey in his half year playing, you saw how he got better. You saw how Duran got better. You saw how Asar got better. You saw how Kate got better. You saw how the whole team got better. How the vibes are so insanely good. I just don't think the regular season could have gone any better.
No, I agree. It's definitely. I did not expect this at all. At all. Like I was saying to Maddie to open the stream, like if you had told me at the end of last season when I was watching Monty walk off the court for the final time, Malachi Flynn wrap up a season, man, who else was even playing for us? Like it was Stanley Amude, maybe, who actually played for the. But like, just told me this time last year that I'd be sitting here, would be getting ready for the Knicks. I would actually think, like you said, you're not sound of mind.
No, there's no way you predicted that.
It would be crazy. But and before we wrap it up, John, just a prediction for Pistons Knicks.
I haven't really thought about it before, but Pistons Knicks. Yeah, Pistons in 6-5 maybe if we get lucky.
5.
Yeah. Pistons in 5, man.
I love it.
The Knicks are
Right?
frauds. The Knicks are frauds. I don't believe in the Knicks, but like I call everybody frauds. So
Well, maybe I'm a fraud saying Knicks in 7. I need to.
no, I think that's the realistic call. I think that's the very realistic call. I think I am just kind of trolling. Pistons in 5. It's what I'm standing on. It's what I'm saying right now. I'm not sure I really believe it, but man, Pistons in 5. The Knicks, they are looking kind of weak. Like,
Yeah,
Brunson is only coming back from injury. He's not 100% yet. And even then, they still have like weaknesses. Like both their stars are very weak defensively. In Cat and Jalen Brunson, you can easily. That's a weak pick and roll defense. I mean, Brunson's not going to be in the pick and roll defense, but you can. The Pistons really like their pick and rolls, and you can attack out of those. So it's a very, very possible chance that the Pistons win this. But I feel like if anyone is surprised that the Knicks win, you're crazy. You should know that the Knicks are probably winning. But Pistons in 5, I don't care.
Well, I think what gives me so much hope, and apart from obviously how they've played against them this regular season, and why I probably should put more faith in, like I have plenty of faith that Pistons can win this. I just say if I had to put everything I own on it, I would probably lean towards the Knicks because of their experience. But what you said is why, though, I think the Pistons can win and probably will win, is because their best players are such defensive liabilities, and particularly Cat. Like the one thing that I feel like slows Cade down is when the other team has a good rim protector. Cat cannot protect the paint at all. Like I know they got Mitchell Robinson, but Cat's going to be playing the bulk of the minutes, and Cade is just going to dominate in all those minutes. Like you said, pick and roll with Jalen Duran or Cade just doing his thing. Like he has no issues in the Cat. And then on the flip side, Cat in the playoffs as well could be the Knicks' worst enemy Like he had 7 turnovers the other night against the Pistons. When I watched him in person in a regular season game not too long ago, like such a talented player, makes tough shots, but he'll just throw the worst turnovers. Like he can just like tank your team. So, and he's had his playoff struggles before. So, I mean, there's a lot of people, even like me, who's a bit maybe not worried, but interested to see how the Pistons go first time in the playoffs. But someone like Cat has really struggled. So, yeah, it's gonna be interesting
Yeah.
to see how he goes because I could imagine Knicks fans booing him if he struggles.
Yeah, but like I feel like we cannot underestimate that just lack of experience the Pistons have in the playoffs because
Mm.
it's a very different game. I that's what I heard at least. I've watched like 3 playoff games in my life. But
Yeah,
the playoffs are different and the game slows down and the Knicks just have a lot more experience with that. Every player on the roster on the starting five
yeah,
has played in 4 playoff games before, and on the Pistons, basically no one has. Like Tobias has, but he's never
Tobias.
looked really good in the playoffs. Just
Yeah,
like
that's fair.
Malik has struggled in the playoffs too, and Tim Hardaway too. Like the only
Yeah.
guys with experience on our roster in the playoffs aren't really known as playoff performers.
Well, that's what I think for them to win the series, Kate's going to have to play out of his mind because it
Yeah.
does slow down. And I think the Pistons have looked their best when they're getting out in transition and Asar's running, creating steals, when JD's even running on the break, Stu's blocking shots, and they're just like that's when they look the best. And that's obviously harder to come by in the playoffs. So I think that's what a lot of people would say is because it slows down, like you said. That's why the Pistons might struggle because they don't have Jaden Ivey or someone else who can consistently score when it slows down. But I also just think though, like the Pistons, I don't know. I just like you said, like this cat thing issue that the Knicks have. Like I think the Pistons can really exploit that, and I think Stu
Yeah.
in particular plays cat really well. And I loved last game K just constantly hunting Jalen Brunson and trying to post him up. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's gonna
The
be
Knicks
fun.
are weak defensively. Like that's the weakness you have to exploit. Brunson is not a good defender. Cat is not a good defender. OG is a really, really good defender. He's, in my opinion, by far the best defender of the starting 5 because because Mikal Bridges is not that good of a defender anymore. He was in
Yeah.
Phoenix. He wasn't anymore in Brooklyn, and he's now in the Knicks anymore. And Josh Hart is a good defender still, but he is a non-factor on offense. If you just let Josh Hart stand there, he's not going to shoot. So
Exactly.
it's a tough playoff match, but I still believe in us, and I believe we can win. But no one should be surprised if we lose. If anybody got told at the start of the season, yeah, you're going to lose to the Knicks in 6 in the playoffs, man, I'm taking that.
Absolutely. Well, will you be watching all these games live?
Oh, hell no. Maybe I'll try to watch a lot of them, but there is no way I'm catching all of them. I don't think so.
Maybe the weekend games.
Yeah, because it's holidays for me right now, like this and next week. But when the playoffs start, I'm in school again. I don't have time for that.
Well, hopefully we can get you on one stream or after.
Yeah, I'll try to get on at least one stream.
We'll try and make something happen. But John, man, been so awesome to have you on this entire season. I didn't know Pistons fans were in Switzerland.
Yeah, I wanted to say thank you for the video, for the video you posted of me, man. Like,
of course,
it's just really cool.
Absolutely. No, there's so of course. No, when you first jumped on here, I want to say it was it maybe in December or January? I can't exactly remember.
I know which game I joined. I joined the Orlando game that Jaden Ivey got injured. That was the first game I hopped on.
Is that the first one? So that was literally for me, that was Jan 2nd or something. So
yeah, it was crazy. 1st of January, I think.
Yeah, I remember when you jumped on and you told me you were the fact you're from Switzerland was so cool in itself, and just what it takes for you to watch a game was so interesting. just showed dedication to me. But then when you told me you started following the team in the 2023 off season, just before the worst season of all time, I was just like, wow. So you stuck with the team, and I saw it's a really cool story. And there's plenty of other Pistons fan stories I want to tell, but no, man,
Yeah.
I enjoyed making that, and it's so cool getting to chat to people like yourself from all around the world that just want to support this team. So no
Yeah.
stress at all. I'm
Yeah,
glad
it's
you
great,
liked
man.
it.
It's a great community.
It is. No, it's special. I love it. But John, I'm sure we'll have you on in the playoffs. If not, we'll be doing these streams in the off season in some
Yeah.
form. So I'm sure we'll chat very soon, brother. But thank you for jumping on this season, and let's get ready for the playoffs.
Yeah, let's get ready.
All right, appreciate you, man. Catch
Yeah,
you.
you too.
Bye. All right, guys. Going to quickly go through some comments here. We've got my man Devin. Shout out to Devin, absolute legend. Incredible season. I haven't been this happy during a season in a while. Pistons Jack has been a huge part of this season. I can't wait to see what the playoffs have for us. Yeah. People like yourself, Devin, made this season easily the most special for me, and easily the most happy I've been during a season. Most happy I've been in my life, to be honest. But with this team and everyone in this community, definitely the most happy I've been. So appreciate your support, Devin. Hopefully get you back on a stream very soon, and cannot wait for the playoffs. What else do we have in here? Yevez Saint, Pat Connaughton for MVP. I can't believe he scored 43 points. That was not what I was expecting. So obviously he played a heap of minutes, but he finished with 43 points, 11 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals. Oh, that was crazy. The Furisty. Glad you're going to see your first Pistons playoff game. Well, I have seen the 2 playoff series in 16 and 19. The 16 series, that was actually really fun. I was still, well, was I at university? I don't even know what I was doing, but I remember I couldn't watch those games live as much, but I'd still like watch them back later. And obviously, I think at least 3 out of those 4 games against the Cavs were competitive, and the Pistons could have won. So that was a fun series. 2019, I honestly, if I'm being completely honest, the playoff series, I just don't have any good memories. Like the Blake's sacrificing his knee was a cool moment, but in a way, it was also quite sad. So yeah, this playoff series is going to be incredible. Devin, JB will be coach of the year. He has my vote. He's going to be definitely in the top 2. He'd be my coach of the year. Absolutely, Devin. But I think that's going to do it for today's show, guys. Final regular season game. We've still got the playoffs to come, but just want to say massive thank you to everyone that's joined the show throughout the season, whether they've come up on stage or been in the chat. I think we've done, of the 82 games, I want to say we've done probably 75 of these streams after the game. So getting to meet all of you has been such a highlight for me, and I'm so excited for what's to come. But yeah, no one, I think, could have expected the season we've had, and to get to experience it with all of you has just been a massive, massive highlight for myself. So thank you to everyone who's participated in any way with a comment, a like, in the chat, coming up on stage. Yeah, getting to meet all of you and interact with you has been, yeah, absolutely incredible for me. So thank you so much to you all. I will update everyone with how the streams are going to work during the playoffs, but we'll have some form of recap stream for each playoff game. Just got to figure out a few things, but we'll be having some sort of live streams. So it feels weird. Normally we've got a game the next couple of days, but until the playoffs, I'm looking to do a subscriber only stream this week. We'll have to confirm the date, but yeah, we'll be back for the playoffs. So until then, relax a little bit, enjoy the play in, and get excited for some playoff basketball. Shout out to you, YouTube user. You've been in here pretty much every game. But until the playoffs, as always,